It's the 90s are all that.
On your mark.
This is a great idea. That is a great idea.
Stop!
Take 50. The 90s are all that. All that. All that.
Cut the crap.
All you need to do is. All you need to do is. Something. All that. All that. All that.
Cut the crap.
All you need to do is. All you need to do is.
ABC News with your hostess Vanessa Palafox and
Diana Ortiz. Today we're focusing on the 90s era with Hannah in the library.
German reunification of 91, the end of the Cold War of 92, the collapse of the Mexican peso of 94, the Asian currency crisis of 97, the Russian debt default of 98. What do all of these have in common? All of these contributed to the fluctuation in both the U.S. small and large. In 1990, the top federal tax rate was raised from 28% to 39.6%. Although 1991 was not a very good year, with a period of economic decline. Top stocks of the S&P 500 include Dell with a price gain of 55,000%, EMC with a price gain of 25,000%, and Best Buy and Microsoft are not close behind. Hurry up, get on the bandwagon, and buy these stocks today. Back to you at the studio.
Thanks, Hannah. Now, for political issues, George Bush and Gorbachev, the two men, signed a treaty saying that they were going to reduce their armed missiles. The Soviet Union and the United States came to an agreement that they were. So what's the minimum wage this year?
$5.15 an hour.
So,
Did you know the average household income was $29,943?
wow, it went up.
Yep. A political crisis on how it's going to affect us.
Hi, I'm Joni and I'm talking about the political crisis and U.S. interventions in Latin America. Plan Colombia is a proposal of the government of Colombia that was submitted to foreign countries in late 1999 to obtain their political and financial support in the fight against violent men and women. A new administration had been inaugurated recently in Colombia, and the critical circumstances, the legacy of the disreputable four-year term of the previous president, Ernesto Samper. The peace treaty they came up with was the exquisite objectives of the peace process were to establish state control over the nation's entire territory and to achieve full acceptance of a democratic regime with only peaceful contests for power and to end human rights violations. Back to you in the studio, Vanessa and Diana.
Coming up next with Brittany Tesmer, she's going to be talking about the 1994 Music Awards with our special guest, Whitney Houston, after the short commercial break.
From his garage, it's totally Kyle.
One time, I was like, lying in bed, looking at, nothing, and then this spider, was hanging above my head, and I was all, ooh, spider! So I blew on it. Then the spider, fell on my face, and I was all, ah, spider! And the spider was all, ah, Kyle! And I was all, ah, spider! Then, spider.
That was totally Kyle.
Totally.
We are Flintstones kids, 10 million strong and growing.
It's a big world, and nobody knows more about helping kids grow into it than Flintstones.
10 million strong and growing.
Come into Macy's Day one-day sale to get all your latest fashion, to neon shoes, neon leggings, cargo pants, to overalls.
And you have your neon shirts and denim jackets.
25 to 50% off. Come into Macy's one-day sale. Hi, I'm Brittany Tesmer. I'm talking about your 1994 American Music Awards. The winners of the American Music Awards of many of the awards were favorite country male artist was Garth Brooks, favorite rap artist was Dr. Dre, favorite heavy metal / hard rock artist is Aerosmith. And with Whitney Houston pulling in 8 awards, her 4 popular awards were Female Artist, Award of Merit, favorite pop / rock single, which is I Will Always Love You, and favorite soul R&B single, I Will Always Love You. Now we're interviewing her, Whitney Houston, and asking her about how she felt and her amazing feelings about this. Whitney Houston. So, when you won all of these, were you surprised? Were you happy?
Yes, very happy.
Are you coming out with any new albums or new singles?
Yes, I am. It's a secret though, so
Okay, perfect. Back to you in the studio. Go.
Oh, hi, I'm Vanessa Palafox talking about the average cost of living in the 1990s era in Huntington Beach. Cars are about $12,000 and the gas is about $1.16. Bread is about $1.59, and are you thinking about buying a house? The average cost is $149,000.
So Brittany Tesmer is going to be talking about our popular music, our major moves in the 90s, and literature of this era.
Hi, I'm Brittany Tesmer talking about your popular music, literature, and movies of this era. Popular music of this era is U2, Whitney Houston, Britney Spears, Dr. Dre, Red Hot Chili Peppers, TLC, and Madonna. The major movies of this era is H2O, Scream 3, Never Been Kissed. Critics call it extremely sweet and hilarious. Mulan, a great Disney movie. American Pie, a definitely must-see. And Clueless, a chick flick. Great to bring your boyfriend to. And the literature of this era, the #1 selling book with 1.5 million copies is Her True Story by Andrew Morton. Make sure to buy that at the bookstore.
Thank you, Brittany. Now that concludes our segment. Tune into Fresh Prince of Bel-Air coming up next.
Now this is a story all about how my life got flipped, turned upside down, and I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there. I'll tell you how I became the prince of a town called Bel-Air.